Welcome to the new and improved Learning Blitz, sponsored by SPI Class. In a nutshell, let us review the 4 levels of evaluation conceptualized by Donald and James Kirkpatrick. In the first level of evaluation, we talked about how the reaction of the trainees to the training can be used to evaluate the program. Learning, the second level of evaluation, measures the degree to which the trainees acquire the intended knowledge, skills, and attitudes as a result of the training. In the third level of evaluation, we will assess the change in the behavior of the trainees after the training has been conducted. And finally, in the fourth level of evaluation, the overall result of the training will be measured. But today, we are going to focus on the third level of evaluation, behavior. Big word! As a common cliche nowadays, that changing the behavior on the job is a difficult task to achieve. Apparently, it is not. We will help you thoroughly understand how can we, trainers, and our training agenda can influence the trainees in this level of evaluation. In the third level of evaluation, behavior, as defined by Donald and Jim Kirkpatrick, we will evaluate how far our trainees have changed their behavior based on the training they received. Specifically, this looks at how trainees apply the information. Let us understand the important guidelines in measuring the effectiveness of the training program. How? First, gather the data before and after the training program. Ideally, the data to be gathered can be from 1 to 3 months before and after the training commences. This level should answer the question, what changes in behavior have occurred since you attended the program? Second, let us allow enough time for the behavior to change. Monitor the performance of the trainee after the training. The best compromise seems to be 3 months after the program. Third, there should also be a pattern interview or a written survey. The survey and interview will be given only to the trainees, their team leaders, and co-trainees. One important question to include is, do you plan to change your behavior in the future? The answer, of course, depends on your resources, including time. However, there is a caution about this option. Some trainees do not like to get criticism, sometimes called suggestions, from peers or even one-ups. If you are familiar with 360-degree feedback, you'll know what I mean. Fourth, repeat the research if necessary. Now that we're done gathering some data, let us ask ourselves, what are the conditions needed to change behavior in the office? As we trainers all know, any change, or shall we call it a habit, requires 3 important things. Can you still remember what are those? You're correct! That's the knowledge, skill, and most importantly, the desire to do it. Our team can only do so much. We can help the trainees learn by providing them a very well thought agenda. We can have them buddy up for the longest time. But if they're not willing to change their behavior towards their new role as agents, then we should revisit our main goal. Have we really provided a good training experience to the trainees? So again, let's go back to this question. What are the conditions needed to change behavior in the office? First, there should be an opportunity to apply the learning. Will they be assigned to an account right after the training? Will they handle a new role after the training? Second, the desire to change for the better is another important condition to consider. Normally, proper motivation coming from the immediate heads, the campaign that they are working with, and from colleagues is very crucial for the second condition. Third, another factor to consider is a conducive working climate. This will more importantly fall under the responsibilities of the facilities management group, providing employee-friendly logistics like proper air conditioning, decent lighting, and other facilities that may be needed by the employee to efficiently fulfill their individual tasks. And of course, the fourth, A great rewarding incentive program would certainly be a moving force for the agents to change their behavior according to the direction and objectives of the company. So how do we measure the success of changing the behavior of our trainees? We can measure it through the use of our KPIs. The following are some of the metrics: QA scores, AHT, CSAT, and sales close rates. Here are actual sample specimens from different business units showing how effective their training programs are. This is how the agent looks like before training. Sad, detached, and may even seem somewhat frustrated while taking calls. Now this is how the agent looks like after the training. Happy to help and completely engaged in providing a world-class customer service. Great! So there you have it, folks. Behavior can be influenced by the training program. The change that you will see also depends on the way the assigned trainer handles the class. Trainers, on the side note, will depend on the data gathered which he or she will use in order to fine-tune the said behavioral fluxes during up trainings. Thank you and hope you learned something today! From the whole team of SBI class, we wish you a Merry Christmas and productive New Year! And before we let you go, please don't forget to check out this link and answer the short eye check.